Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Yo! Guys, we have a super exciting video today. Guys, we have a massive, and I mean a massive move over here on the Bitcoin chart right now. Let's jump on in. So you guys can see right now, guys, that Bitcoin is breaking $26,000. We are going absolutely berserk. This is the biggest move that we've seen in a long time. This is great. We are about to go to the absolute moon, guys. Strap on. Get your moon hats ready. We are going to the moon. So guys, you can see that Bitcoin is breaking the 1 hour 50 EMA. We are going up so fast right now. This is it. This is the start of the bull market. I had to come on and troll. What's going on, fellas? What's going on? What's going on? Happy what is it? Juneteenth? Call it Juneteenth? Happy Juneteenth. Let's freaking go, man. And shout out to the late Happy Father's Day. Hope all the fathers had a fantastic day yesterday. I had a fantastic day with Pops yesterday. We went to a nice little brewery. It was nice. It was nice. We tried to watch a movie, but we got a little bit interrupted by girls who want to sing karaoke, and we just want to freaking watch a movie. But yeah, that's pretty much what Father's Day happened. Shout out to all the dads out there. You guys killed it, man. You guys killed it, and you guys killed every single damn day just being a dad, right? You know, for all the good dads out there. If you're not a good dad, well, you know what? You know what?
Rant alert.
Be a good dad. That's not that hard. Anyways, who we got? Thomas said alts are dead. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Mike, what's going on, bro? Guys, it's super exciting, guys. We got a massive pump today, up to 26K. This is fantastic. Anyways, guys, should we talk about the charts, or should we talk about aliens and the moon landing and that stuff today? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. What would you guys prefer to talk about, charts or moon landing? Some of you guys are like moon landing. Anyways, Bitcoin got a nice little move up today, which is cool. The big story is Bitcoin dominance just continuing up. But we got the Bitcoin USD chart, which is coming up to the upside, which we know we are on a few key levels for Bitcoin, right? We are at massive levels. I'm just playing. But no, we got this falling wedge still. We did slowly like drop below that falling wedge. We are still holding above it. And we are holding that February high and that August high in here. So we are holding that nice support, as well as our hopium line, which I just call it the hopium line. It's not really a hopium line. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a nice little diagonal support. And we continue to just hold this diagonal support, which we hit once, twice, 3 times in there. All converging at that same spot where we got a nice bounce up to 26,800. Now, still, you know, once again, I want to see a higher high to come in before I get excited, right? I know today it's like, woohoo, we're getting a big pump, right? But I want to see a higher high get put in, right? It's still at the moment, it's still, okay, we're coming up, it's cool. But we still got this downtrend of resistance here. And we still just got high, lower, low, high, lower, low, high, lower, low. Now we're coming up. Can we break out and can we put in a higher high in here? We'll see. But at the moment, Bitcoin is, you know, deciding is it going to play out with the Wyckoff on the weekly? Is it going to play out the Wyckoff, or are we going to go lower? Everyone's got a question. Like I said, it's taken longer than we thought to find out. But as we sit here at 27K and absolutely nothing changing from last week, well, I guess we'll try to find out this week, like we've tried to find out the week before and the week before and the week before. So yeah, that's where Bitcoin is. We're still trying to see, okay, are we in that SOS phase? Is this the SOS phase? And are we getting ready for that next leg to the upside? Obviously, where it starts getting a little dicey is if Bitcoin breaks back into the range. But as of right now, literally nothing has changed. So that's about where we're at. Judge says 36 incoming, 36K. I'm ready, man. I am ready. I'm locked and loaded, bro. Listen, I'm ready. I got my corn. I'm packed up. If we're gonna go higher, I'm ready to go higher. And I'm just kind of being patient at the moment, right? But like I said, I want to see a little bit more strength, and I want to see a higher high put in before I'm gonna get overly excited, right? We're not gonna turn into a moon boy just to make another lower high. You know what I mean? Like, let's see Bitcoin sort of break this high before we can start saying, let's go. We're going. Strap up. We're going to the freaking moon. But once again, another weekend where Bitcoin shows its strength. Bitcoin comes in and slaps the altcoins back down. As Bitcoin sort of comes up, and Bitcoin dominance back up to 49.9%. Actually hit above 50% today. Bitcoin over half the entire cryptocurrency market that it hit today. And I still think it's going higher. I don't see any reason why this would stop right here. I still think Bitcoin dominance is going higher. And risk reward, it's better to be in Bitcoin than altcoins at the current moment. Let's see. BlackRock is here to kill the market. Oh, Lord, man. BlackRock. Well, what I'll say about the BlackRock stuff is if it's anything like the previous ETFs, like the one that came out in 2017, the one that came out in 2021, yes, those were futures. But what was like usually the initial news is bullish, right? So usually if once that, like, obviously we don't know if it's going to get approved, but normally if it gets approved, that's usually the bullish time. And then when it gets launched, aka people can use the ETF, that's when actually the top ends up being in. But we could talk about that in a little bit. But first, let's see if they actually get approved, right? I know they have like a 255 to 1 record on getting ETFs approved by the SEC. Still, though, the SEC is attacking crypto right now. So, you know, if I had to guess, I'd say 255 to 2. if I had to put my guess on it, you know. That's just my guess based off of crypto's luck in the last 2 years. About pretty much everything, you know. Let's see. Don't care about BlackRock, just pump my bags. You know, we gotta get there. We gotta get there, man. But anyways, like we said, we're still waiting for Bitcoin to move. You know, there's a couple things that we could talk about today, but for the most part, And this weekend is pretty much the same as we saw on Friday and the same as we saw 2 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago. But, you know, I mean, at the moment, I mean, Bitcoin's an interesting spot, right? And I'm going to sort of hang on Bitcoin here for a second. But Bitcoin's an interesting spot, right? We're back down to the 50 moving averages, right? We got the weekly stock RSI that's got here down at the bottom here. As we're down at the 50 moving averages. And we've talked about a few times historically, right? When Bitcoin gets back above the 50 moving averages, like we did here in 2019, like we did back here in 2015, we typically don't go below those until we actually hit all-time highs. The one exception was the COVID crash. So like, unless we're gonna get some like big black swan event, which, you know, in our current world, would I be surprised to start seeing monkeys falling from the sky and you know, trees start randomly catching fire over here everywhere in the world, just like in Canada randomly? No, I wouldn't be surprised about that. But, you know, obviously we have 1 year long of bear market. We get above the 50. We tend to, yes, we crabbed, right? A lot of people forget this. Back here in 2015, we got back above. We went sideways here. This was like, how long was this? This was 28 weeks. This was 7 months of chop in here, right? 7 months of chop when we got back above the 50. Got back above the 50, chopped for 7 damn months before getting the next leg up, right? And over here, we just kind of went straight up in 2019. So we're doing something very different. This time is, you know, it's slightly different as far as structure, but we got above the 50. Now we kind of been going sideways for 14 weeks. 14 weeks of sideways, bro. 14 damn weeks of sideways. But if it's anything like, we can go sideways for longer, man. We can go sideways for longer. We've done it before, right? Let's not forget this time period, which was, like we said, 28 weeks of sideways below the previous high before you actually get the pump up. Imagine another 14 weeks of sideways. Just imagine, guys. Just be prepared for it. 14 weeks of sideways. Are you mentally prepared for that? Let me know. I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for it. I'm sort of mentally prepared for it, but that would be basically take what we've done the last 14 weeks and times it by 2. There you go. That's what we could get. But yeah, so we're sitting above the 50. All right. I've always said as long as we stay above the 50, I'm not going to get like overly bearish on Bitcoin. There's no sense to be overly bearish on Bitcoin as long as it's staying above the weekly highs, right? As long as it's sitting above the 50 moving averages, as long as it's holding the bull market support band, which it's been flirting with it. I will say it's been flirting with it in here, man. You got a nice little spike below in here, but we've been holding it the last 2 weeks. As long as we stay above this, you know, I think Bitcoin is looking fine. You can't really say the same thing about the altcoins, but that's a different story. That's a different story. We could talk about that for a little bit. Clint said, can't wait for another 14 weeks, then crash. Clint, I love you. You're my favorite Debbie Downer, man, you know? Clint is my favorite Debbie Downer, even though Clint, I will not rule out your prediction, man. I would not rule that out. But, yeah, so that's where Bitcoin is. I think Bitcoin's in a fine spot. There's nothing really to be super excited about at the moment. Just for me, you know, this 25K range and below, that is stack up zone for Bitcoin for me. That's where I'm looking to stack up BTC. I stacked up on this dip on BTC. I stacked up with some ETH in that dip. Now I'm just kind of waiting it out. If it wants to come back in here, let's go. We'll stack up some more BTC. But I'm sticking to BTC at the current moment as I expect Bitcoin dominance just to continue to go up. So once again, that's just what it is, right? That's just what it is. We just got to wait it out, guys. Let's see. BlackRock ETF means first 10K, then 100K. Could be. We never know, right? We're all going to guess, and I'm just going to go based off what Bitcoin typically does in its cycles, right? Which if we just look at where Bitcoin is, and we look at what Bitcoin's done in its cycles, right? I mean, there's a couple scenarios, and not that it has to play out exactly like the other ones, but you know, if you just kind of look at where we're at, right? So Bitcoin right now is, you know, from the lows, is about 32 weeks off the lows, right? Let's take the lows. Let's take like 32 weeks off the lows last time, right? So let's say, actually, it kind of makes a little sense. But let's say Bitcoin's right here. Like, so 2019, this is 32 weeks from the low, right? Right about right here, where we kind of hit the high and then we just kind of chopped for a while before eventually going a little bit lower. But you basically went sideways for like, look at how you basically went sideways in here for, man. I mean, yes, you had the COVID crash, but once again, like you just sort of look at everything besides the COVID crash. Like you went sideways for 36 weeks. 36 damn weeks, man. 36 weeks, like in 2019, right? You got a big pump and then nothing. Big pump, nothing, right? Which was, like we said, that's similar to 2015, right? 2015, you basically got like a big pump up, you got a big crash, but like basically, like, and then at the end of it, you kind of just did nothing for like, this was like nothing for like 30 weeks, right? So are we just in that boring, choppy, sideways period for Bitcoin, right? Which we've seen before, right? We've seen that boring, sideways, droopy, sloopy, poopy, just sideways period. That's it. Let's see. The Holy Regime said, that's it. Pack it up. Be back in 36 weeks. Let's do it, man. But no, at the moment, guys, I'm just going to continue to stay zoomed out. Once again, it's, at this point where we're at, I'm just looking to scoop up some BTC and ETH. I'm looking to scoop up altcoins later this year. And that's it, right? that is it. I'm keeping it that simple at the moment. Now, we can talk about the other shit, right? We can go to Bitcoin dominance, which broke out of this range, right? This was a 2-year range that we broke out of. We finally broke to the upside, okay? A 2-year range breakout, it wouldn't stop right here, okay? That is a massive range breakout. So what I'm expecting, and, now that we broke out, right? We wanted to see the breakout, but now that we broke out of this, to be like, I think, I've always said I think dominance is at least going to 52%, if not higher, right? And what would that do to the altcoin market? Well, if Bitcoin doesn't move, right? So if Bitcoin dominance goes up and Bitcoin just chops sideways, right? That means that alts are just going to continue to go down. They're going to pump for 2 days when Bitcoin gets a little pump, and then they're going to get cratered down when Bitcoin gets a dump, right? And that's kind of what we've seen for the last 6 months or so. And if that's what it's going to be, that's what it's going to be. Now, what we got to hope for is dominance is going to go up because Bitcoin is going up, right? That's what we want, because at least if Bitcoin's going up, that would mean altcoins are going to go up too, just not as much as Bitcoin. That's the most optimistic scenario for the altcoins. But kind of like I've been saying with the altcoins, man, I want to see some strength. Either I want to see strength for the altcoins before I even consider buying into the altcoins at this moment, or I want to see, or I want to just wait to the end of this year as we get close to the halving. One of those two things, okay, let's freaking go. But at the moment, it's the Bitcoin party, man. Alts will go up a little bit with Bitcoin, and then they'll just dump back lower when Bitcoin corrects, right? That's just how it is at the moment. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let's see, man. Let's see. But like I said, at this moment, guys, right? Even though it's super, super boring and everyone's kind of a trader at the moment, right? This is the year you want to be accumulating Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins at smart levels, right? I continue to say that. Like, this is the accumulation year. This is the year most likely you'll look back and say, shit, why didn't I stack more shit? This is typically the year that happens every cycle. 2019, you look back, you say, shit, why didn't I stack more shit? 2015, you look back and say, shit, why didn't I stack more shit? It seems so easy at those times. But the thing is, you look back and it seems easy, right? You look back at the Bitcoin weekly chart and you say, man, 2019 was so obvious to be accumulating. Why didn't I do it? You didn't think it was obvious at the time? No. 2015, it seemed so obvious, right? It seemed so obvious. It wasn't obvious, right? And that's how I think we are this year. This is the accumulation year for Bitcoin, ETH, alts at smart levels, and stocks too. This is the year to be building out your portfolios and really building yourself up for the future, right? So that's what we got, man. We just got to get through it. The good thing is it's already June 19th. So we are cruising through this year. We almost at July, baby. Let's go.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
We almost at July, baby. Let's freaking get it. Clint said, we want alts to die a slow death while BTC does nothing. That's what crypto needs. Clint, I don't want to say that, man. Listen, Clint, as much as I can't say that because listen, a lot of you just Clint, I can't say that, man. You know what I mean? Do I think that would be healthy for the market? Yeah, I do. But I also don't want to see that because I know a lot of people hold like a shitload of altcoins. I actually don't want to see that. But typically what you see at this point of the cycle is Bitcoin just sucking up liquidity from altcoins. But I always like to say, eventually that'll turn. And eventually it's when everyone becomes a Bitcoin maxi, right? It's when this goes up, it gets to 57, it starts coming up here, fills in this big inequality on the Bitcoin dominance chart right here. It's when this comes up and then everyone flips into a Bitcoin maxi, which is it's not there yet. It's not even close to there yet. There's still too much optimism on the altcoins. As this comes up and everyone starts flipping into a Bitcoin maxi, that's when you want to be flipping the Bitcoin into altcoins and then freaking riding those altcoins. You know what I'm saying? Or just holding your Bitcoin and buying altcoins at that time, right? Which that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hold my Bitcoin and buy the altcoins. So that's sort of the playbook. But I think right now there's probably a little bit too much optimism for the altcoins at the moment. Let's see. BTC to 30. Yeah, BTC to 30, man. I wouldn't doubt it, right? I mean, right now, Bitcoin, who knows what Bitcoin's going to do in the short term, right? It's I hop on Twitter, half the people are bearish, half the people are bullish. You know, you got people calling for their, 35 in the short term. You got people calling for 15K in the short term, right? Right now, the way I'm looking at Bitcoin is it's an uptrend. It's in an uptrend until it's not, right? You want to say, okay, the 3-day chart is in a downtrend. Okay, it's short. But on the weekly, we're still just higher, low, right? Higher, low, higher, high, right? Just high, right? And as long as the weekly trend is up, I'm gonna remain bullish on Bitcoin, my man. That's about it. Let's see. Let's see. Smart peeps are buying in this range regardless of price. Yeah, I'd say listen, like I think smart money would be buying Bitcoin here, right? Smart money would be buying Bitcoin here, in my opinion. If you're looking out, you're looking out with a 1 year, 2 year time frame range. Yeah, if you're looking out in 30 days, you might have a tough time, right? It's always a longer term mindset. Anyways. So that's Bitcoin. That's Bitcoin dominance. It's just the same stuff. Bitcoin up on top of support. I'm gonna remain bullish until it breaks there. It's not Bitcoin's Bitcoin. Now we talked about Bitcoin dominance. Total 3 minus stable coins. Actually holding. We're holding the line here. We're holding the damn line, baby.
Rant alert.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
Altcoin market cap minus stable coins holding the line. At least at the moment. That's what we want to see, right? If you're bullish on the altcoins, you definitely want to see this level hold here, because that's like your basically your bear market low here in December. You did swing fail it, you did get back above, so that's a really, really good sign. It's just the question here for altcoin market cap minus stables, which basically just gives you the market cap of all the altcoins. The question is, like, what's Bitcoin's next move? Right? And that's going to be huge for this. Like, what is Bitcoin's next move? If Bitcoin's next move is a pump up to 30K plus, out of the wedge, which is a 69% chance to break to the upside. It might just be a move up here to come back down, right? But it's a 69% chance to break to the upside, right? So if Bitcoin eventually, right? Who knows what it's going to do in the short term? I think it's probably going to end up pulling back one more time in here, bouncing off this trend line, and then try to make a move up, in my personal opinion. But if Bitcoin gets a move to the upside, saves total 3 from breaking down, right? This comes up, gets a little bit of a move up. Let's go. We might get some short-term move on altcoins. Short-term moves, not long-term. We get a little short-term move on altcoins back up here. All right, then we get a little breathing room. We can breathe a little bit. We can breathe a little bit. But the question is, if Bitcoin's next move is down, what does that mean for these? That's my big question right now. And like I said, I remain bullish on Bitcoin here until it breaks down. You know, so I guess for this, I have to think that it holds, at least for the moment. My question is, when Bitcoin gets that next correction, whatever it is this going to hold the line? You know, like, is this going to hold the line? We'll be watching this like a damn hawk in here, man. We'll be watching it. YJT said smart money is a myth in this market. Smart money is a myth. I guess. I mean, right now, I would say yes. I mean, this is the bear market of crypto. You're seeing a lot of the big hedge funds leave or implode. You're either seeing them implode or you're seeing them leave. You're seeing a lot of the market makers, right? You've already seen multiple huge market makers just sell their alts and dip, right? I mean, I would agree with you, IJT, at the moment, but I think that's because the smart money probably knows just got a little bit more time, right? And they're still a little bit nervous. By smart money, I mean like the big smart money. The big smart money, the money that actually moves the market. It's not Joe down the street who has $50. He's going to throw it in Cardano. You know, Kramer said, don't buy Cardano. I'm going to buy $50 of Cardano. Like, that doesn't move the market. The big money, I'm talking people with hundreds of millions of dollars that actually moves shit, right? I think the problem with them is the clarity of altcoins right now, and like the ETF. But the big thing is the thing that would absolutely explode this market, which is exciting and at least optimistic, is the fact that Grayscale and the other one, Citadel, are both applying for ETFs, which means that they're interested in this market, right? For the SEC, which means they think there's at least a chance that the SEC can allow that, which is definitely a slimmer of hope, which is cool. I'll take that all day. I'll take that all freaking day. So there's definitely some hope there. And for me, you guys know, I for this next bull market, I'm probably going to be not as bullish as most people will be. But I will say this. If they can get any type of like if we can get a spot ETF from BlackRock out before or near the halving, that would be huge. That would be absolutely massive. And then you might have to change some of your projections. You know what I mean? Like, that would be huge. Do I think that's likely? I don't know. We all don't know. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what Gary Genza and the BlackRock CEO are jerking off about behind the scenes. You know what I mean? We have no clue. But that would be cool. That would be really, really cool. I wouldn't bet my life savings on that happening, but that would definitely be something that would give us some hopium in the market, which I think the market definitely needs some hopium at the moment. Like, it needs some hopium, right? At least something to give it like a glimmer of something that's possible out there, you know? Let's see. 150K minimum next bull market. Nice, man. Anyways, what else can we look at on the Bitcoin chart? We got the 200 week. We're actually back. Are we back above the 200 week? We are back above the 200 week, right? So the 200 week has been interesting lately, but we broke below it 2 weeks ago. Now we're back above the 200 week, which is cool. I'll take that all freaking day. So we kind of dipped below it. We got back above. That right now is 26,600. Getting back above that, I think, would be good. That would be very, very, very nice. Very, 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 very nice. As obviously we want to be back above that. And kind of like we said, like this area right here is just this is where all the support levels are, right? This is where the 50 week is, the 20 week is, the 200 week, they're all right here. And that's why this is such a massive support level here for Bitcoin, right? So it's going to continue to be a big support. It's going to take a lot, in my opinion, to break through all this shit. This is going to take a lot. A big bear is going to have to come in and
everybody panic. We're going to
get
zero.
This market panicking to sort of break it through here, in my opinion. But yeah, we're back above the 200 week. We got to get the close back above there, though. Really hasn't meant much, though. Like, we broke back above it here. We dumped back below. We broke back below it here. We broke back above. So it hasn't been really that important, to be honest. But it's at least a good sign to get back above there, at least in the short term, right? Let's see. Let's see. AZ said BB nervous as AF knowing alt's going down more. Yeah, listen, no one knows, right? No one knows. No one knows. The only thing you can do is just look back in history, right? And history tells you that now is not the best time to be flooded in altcoins. Now's like, that's what history tells you. I'm not just making that up. I'm going back and looking what's happened in the past, and history tells you that it's Bitcoin season. It's Bitcoin season until Bitcoin gets back to all-time highs. That's basically what history tells you. Now I know everyone's going to say, but Jordan, I don't care about the price. I'm just going to stack up the altcoins. It's your money. You could do whatever you want with your money, right? Just for me personally, and I've sort of said this a bunch of times, I'd rather wait for some strength rather than buy, say, just to use Link for example, buy Link at $5, and then Bitcoin pulls back, and then 3 weeks later you see Link at $2. You know what I mean? It's like, and I know I know it's like, oh, but it's low. It is, but let's build a base here, right? I still don't see like this base that gets me super, super pumped. And give me a sign of strength, right? So you basically have lows that were taken out. Get back into the range. This is what I've been saying. Get back into the range. I'm bullish on the alt. I'm bullish on the altcoins if you can break back above those lows. I'm bullish. But below there, I don't know, man. Oh, we got some songs. Yo, shout out to Franco. Shout out to Franco. Charles Hoskinson will find the aliens. Willie. He's definitely, like I said, Bath was saying that in the Discord, he's definitely doing something shady out there, man. He's definitely doing something shady out there.
Charles Hoskinson will find the alien.
Why would he choose now? We're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna go with the alien narrative. Why would he choose now to go out there and go and find an alien? Right after Cardano gets attacked, now he chooses to go after the alien. Actually, I don't know how long he's been out there for. He could have already left before that. But why is Cardano? Why is Charlanzo going to find the alien now? I'm all about the conspiracies, man. I said he might be going to hide Vitalik. He took out Vitalik. That was the only way to destroy ETH, was to go take out Vitalik, rip his giant pickle off of himself, and then he steals Vitalik's big giant pickle, and he says,
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
and now Cardano is the leader of the L1s. Cardano is the ETH killer. he basically kidnapped him. Clint said Charles needs a mental break. He probably does. He probably does, man. I think a lot of people need a mental break. Oh Lord. But yeah, so I think that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. Listen, like I always like to say this stuff. It's like, we can bring up that indicator and this indicator and that indicator and all this stuff. And like I said, if you're going to be trading the short-term time frames and scalping, there's no problem. I do that too. But for the bigger picture, which most of us are here for the bigger picture, most of us aren't. Now, yeah, I did a poll a couple weeks ago, and most people are holders, right? For the holders, like I said, there's nothing going on that's even an importance of you. It's just Bitcoin's above support, we're holding support, and that's it. You know what I mean? There's really nothing to talk about, in my opinion, until Bitcoin breaks below here. If Bitcoin breaks 24.2, we have something to talk about to the downside. If Bitcoin, if Bitcoin can come and break, like maybe out of the wedge formation to the upside, boom, we got something to talk about. But in here, it's just kind of like slow bleeding. It's like you got slit in the throat. Actually, no, that's a little dark. It's like you got slit. It's like you got cut on the finger, and it's just slowly dripping down the finger. And that's what we got. That is what we got. My sword and shield. Yeah, we got to get the sword and shields going, man. I'm hoping this week. But what I'm hoping for this week is just to see, like, it would be awesome to get a breakout of this wedge this week. That would be fantastic. Imagine getting a breakout of the wedge this week. That would be absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. If we broke out of this wedge, I would expect us to come at least back up and test this high. And that'll be the test. Okay, can we make a higher high, or are we just going to get rejected from that high at 28.5? Right? That would be the real thing. Don't go to the bottom of the ocean for fun. I would go to the bottom of the ocean. Listen, if someone was like, Jordan, you know what, we're going to take you on a 6-month forage to find Atlantis. If they were like, we think we know where Atlantis is. Come with us to find it. I'd probably go. I'd go. That actually sounds pretty dope. Now, I would need some proof that you have some proof that, you know, there's a reason for me to go, rather than you just saying, bro, we think we know where it is. Like, if you found something, I would, hell yeah, I'd go and see Atlantis. Or if you told me you found an alien spaceship on the bottom of the ocean, you have proof, hell yeah. Let me go see that shit. That sounds cool. I would do that too. Hell yeah. Let's see. Remember when Chainlink? I do. No, Chainlink was never my second. I don't think Chainlink. It might have been actually. In 2020, it might have been. Just because Chainlink in 2020 just performed so much better than everything else. Like back here, Chainlink went to the freaking moon in 2020. Like basically everything else was doing shit in like 2019 and 2020, and Chainlink freaking killed it in 19 and 20. And then basically all the other altcoins started to pump like right here. This is when everything else pumped. It was like in right here. But Chainlink was already freaking going nuts at this point. You know? There's always that random altcoin that just pumps like it just pumps when it shouldn't. Like everything else is just not pumping, and that one altcoin that just goes nuts. That was Chainlink. This time, I don't know what that altcoin is. There really hasn't been anything that's like, I don't know, there's small caps that have been doing really, really nice, but you never know. Let's see. The moon 0. Oh, man. Anyways, stock markets. The stock markets. What do we got going on in the stock markets? We pulled back a little bit at the end of the week, but we're kind of due for a pullback on these. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing, right? Is when stocks start to pull back, how's Bitcoin going to react to that? Because they've been up only, and that I think that's been one of the reasons why Bitcoin's actually been able to hold, is because the stocks have been mooning even though we've had bad news. But I mean, these things have crushed it, man. You passed like the golden pocket 702. These are due for a pullback. NASDAQ has absolutely freaking crushed it. It's like it kind of swung fail this high on Friday. The question is, if this pulls back, what happens to the corn, you know? And we just don't know, right? These have gone up and the corn's gone down. Maybe we're just decorrelated. Maybe the NASDAQ will pull back and Bitcoin will moon. I doubt it, just because that's never happened. It's literally never happened. But, you know, they said NASDAQ at the 786 could still continue up. Listen, I'm not going to bet against this. All year, people have been betting against this shit. I'm not betting against this shit. But I am a realist, and I know that this is usually when you get a pullback on stock markets, right? So just make sure you're wary of that on the NASDAQ. But once again, 2024, 2023, no matter if the NASDAQ gets a pullback or stocks get a pullback too, just like Bitcoin, man. Just like Bitcoin and crypto. 2023 is the year you want to be building out your damn freaking portfolio. You want to be building that shit out, man. When everyone's scared to do it. Now people are pumped. But now, if this starts getting a pullback and people get fearful again, like, oh my God, the recession's coming. You want to be building up your portfolio in here. And if Bitcoin pulls back because of it, You want to be building your Bitcoin portfolio in there. Just because if you go back to the 4-year cycles, this is the year to build your portfolio, my man. That's all we could do. Trophy Husbands of Wharton. What's up, bro? Jordan, no, you dude, your wife is not in labor right now. You're telling me you're watching my stream and your wife is in labor. There's some reason I don't believe you at all. Can we play a pump song to wake up my daughter and get her out of there? We're about to have another BTC holder. You know what? I don't believe you, but you know what? If your wife's in labor and she's going off right now, she needs the pump song. She needs the pump. She might even need a little pump up from the Viking, to be honest. Here you go, man. She even might have needed a little pump up from the Viking, man. Let's go. Lord. Let's get it. The Viking needs to come out and give her a pump up, dude. Hold up. We got 22 minutes until the day to close, by the way. Hold on. She's gonna like this. Put the volume all the way up. Hold on. Trophy Husbands of Wharton's wife. You are on labor right now. We need another Viking. So without you pushing out that baby out of that womb, we will run out of numbers. We rely on you to deliver us more Vikings. We need another Bitcoin holder. We need to fight the bears, and the only way we do it is if you push out that Viking out of that womb. So yes, scream, poop if you have to, and get that thing out of there. And make sure you're spamming the swords and shields, and your new son or daughter is holding a sword and shield as he's coming out. Let's freaking go.
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
All right. She better be hyped. She's probably like, dude, get this guy out of here. She's probably like farting, man. She's probably farting, throwing up all over the damn floor. You know what I mean? Like she needs to get the hell out of there, man. Shout out though. Let's see. Whimsy's pooping. Of course, Whimsy's pooping. Based on statistics, everyone watching the stream, 20% of you guys are on the toilet right now. I'm serious too. YouTube put out this stat that they did a survey, right? And these surveys or whatever, but 20% of people watching YouTube videos are on the toilet. And come to think of it, a lot of times I'm watching YouTube video, I'm on the toilet too. 20% of you guys are on the toilet, man. You don't have to say it, but I know you are. Oh, Bitcoin is not moving. Has Bitcoin even moved the whole stream? No. Look at the guys all day again. This is just how it is. Look, Bitcoin, big pump, big dump, big pump. And we come on and this is what it does. This is what it does, guys. I'm used to it at this point, though, because there'll be a day when this is not the case, but it's definitely been the case. Holy shit. Look at all you guys are on the toilet. I knew it. Smoking a bowl, enjoying the stream. Probably on the toilet, too. 25 people are taking a dump right now. Yes. If you don't believe me, I'm telling you, it's true. It is true. Anyways, guys, now that we got that out of the way, what else do we got going on? Not much. I mean, the market's pretty much flat. There's a few gainers, but the market is pretty much flat, right? I mean, you got some of the bigger coins. You got Matic that's... These are my favorite charts. You got Matic right now up 3%. This is what we got. Guys, we're getting the bounce. I I love the thumbnails, man. It's like, like I don't really even watch it anymore, this stuff anymore. But like, I see like this, and it's like a bounce like this. It's like the bottom. We got a bounce on Matic. Solana's got a nice little bounce. I guess, like I said, you got to start somewhere at the end of the day, right? But for these, some of these are a little bit different than Chainlink. Like for Matic, for example, the what I want to see for Matic, right? And I told you guys, I'm cool with, like, for these altcoins, dude, if I don't time the exact bottom, I'm cool with it. I'd rather wait for some strength. So like for Matic, for example, if you can get me Matic back above like these December and September lows, if you can get Matic back above here, right, and start closing some weeklies up here, right, bam, that's where I'm looking. I'd be interested in some Matic. Then if it dumped back below here again, I'd cut it. But that's where I'd be interested in some Matic. If not, right, so like if Matic doesn't get back up at here, I'd rather just wait until the end of this year and just be patient, right? It doesn't really matter to me. But those are like kind of my two scenarios I'm looking at with altcoins. It's either reclaim the lows or I'm just going to wait. You know what I mean? Because right now it's like, okay, here we got Matic. Are we going to revisit the lows again on Matic? We'll see. Like Solana is kind of the same thing. If you can get Solana back above these lows, hey, sign me up. But same thing, right? I'd rather kind of wait in here because it's not really any strength yet in there. Some of the other ones like AVAX actually came all the way to the low already. That's holding the line. This one's a little bit less unclear, but like AVAX back to the lows, and it just comes back to my question, right? Is like, what's Bitcoin's next move? Bitcoin's next move is up. Bitcoin's going to save a lot of these things from breaking down lower, right? If Bitcoin's next move is down, like by next move, like the major move, right? Not the little squirms like this, but the major move, right? Like the move above 30K or below 24, right? What's the next major move? It's going to tell us a lot. It's going to tell us a lot, you know? So it'll be interesting, right? I'm not going to go through all these. But, you know, like Cardano, it's at the lows. Swung failed the lows, you know. But once again, not too much strength there just yet. But if they say Bitcoin could break out of this wedge, you might see a little bit of strength down there in the altcoins. But even then, it's like we need to see a little bit more. We need to see a little bit more, man, you know. We need to see a little bit more. Let's see. Ramsey said, "Is that because you're not sure if the alts will make it to the next bull run?" Not that I don't think they're not going to make it. It's just my thinking with the altcoins, right? And I've already kind of gone over this today, but my case for the altcoins is you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. You broke out of a 2-year range. If this is going to go up, right? And I'm just thinking about this logically. If this is going to go up, basically there's 3 scenarios. Basically, either Bitcoin's going down and alts are just puking, right? Harder than Bitcoin, like getting smashed, and Bitcoin dominance goes up. Or Bitcoin's going up and alts just aren't going up as much as Bitcoin. And that typically is what happens during this part of the cycle anyways. Never mind that you just broke out of a 2-year range, you know? So, and that's why I'm cool with having some patience. Unless I see like this come back in the range and it's like, okay, we might be on here. We might be on like Donkey Kong. And then we can play this. Okay, man, maybe this was a little deviation and we're coming back in and then we got a little something. But at the moment, it's, you know, once this kind of broke out and even kind of before that, to be honest, it's, you know, like the scenarios basically are in Bitcoin's favor at the moment. You know, that's just how it is. So like I said, I'd rather wait until before the halving, right? Which I think it's fine. Or if we start to see a random altcoin rally and they start reclaiming some lows, I'll hop in. But that's the 2 way I'm looking at altcoins right now. just because I think at the moment, yes, alts are getting a little bit of a bounce. They're going to get a bounce off a previous low. If you're playing a short-term move, that was a good short-term move to skip up some. But for like long-term spot bags, still kind of catching a little bit of a falling knife in there. Right? And I'm just thinking logically, like what big money is going to want to throw money in alts at the moment? And like I said, I'm not talking about us. I'm not talking about us that, or Joe down the street, or, freaking Frank that lives the building across the street that's going to throw $100 in Solonzo, I'm talking about like a big hedge fund or market maker is going to say, you know what, I'm going to go throw, $50 million in Solonzo tomorrow. I just don't see it at the current where the market currently is. But if once the hype starts to build up, okay, then we can do that. And that hype usually starts when Bitcoin catches a bid and Bitcoin starts to get close to all-time highs, and it's like, okay, here we go, all right. And you see all over the news, Bitcoin close to all-time highs, and then everyone rushes into the altcoins, right? Nuts Flush, you think ARB is going to 50 cents? Where's ARB? 50 cents. The thing about Arbitrum is like you just have no idea. It's in like a little bit of a wedge. So, once again, like you could still get a short-term move up, but overall, the trend is still down, right? So like just because you get a little move up like this does not mean the trend is up, It's still just lower lows and lower highs over time. But, you look at this 50 cents, I have no idea because the thing about Arbitrum is there's no price action here. But I mean, you would need another 50% drop, 50% drop from here. I don't know. Like that's a big drop. A 50% drop for something that's at least from the highs back in, like, this thing's dropped 45% in the last 2 months, halved in 2 months, and then for it to drop another half. Maybe, but like I say, yeah, I'll never say never. I'll never say never. This one's tough to call because like it's technically in a bullish pattern. Actually, this one doesn't look too bad, but there's always that 31% chance it breaks to the downside too. Just like 69% chance it breaks to the upside. I don't know with Arbitrum though, but ARB might be one that either if it gets back above 110. Right, so these lows, boom, 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 boom. You get back above 110. All right, that's some strength. Then you got a deviation, right? Then we can get in on this retest in here. Boom, that's where we get in, and then we can ride it back to the range high. But down here, it's kind of like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna come up and reject and come lower, or That's why wait for it to get back in, or just wait it out, right? There's no rush. Is there a rush right now? I don't think there's a rush, to being like, man, if I don't buy this right now, I'm going to miss out. I don't feel that rush. And I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. Something could randomly happen and there could be a rush. Judge says straight line up. I'll take it. Shit. I will take it, man. If it wants to go like this, I will take it. Give it to me, Judge. Give it to me, boy. Let's see. The garbage room. Oh, Lord. You know when the altcoins bottom was when no one asked for an altcoin in the chat. Usually it's like, Jordan, can you check out this altcoin? I don't think I actually really haven't seen any today. Let me see. Let me go up. Let's see. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, no one's actually been saying anything about alts. Let's see. Sky said, hype rush coming, just hasn't been released yet. I was going up to say, hey, Jordan, can you check out this? Brian said, dump it. Oh, right now, man. I mean, the short term still looks okay, right? 4 hours still got some room to run to the upside, but a lot of it's still just choppy. It's just choppy, man. It's just choppy. It's just up, down, and sort of like a little downwards channel. Just chop city. Let's see. Milady. All right, we got 8 minutes to the daily close, guys. 8 minutos to the daily close. Oh man, I'm not gonna go through a bunch of altcoins, man. Let's see. Dan said, I just got home and I'm drunk. Nice, man. You just got home and you're drunk. I love it. BNB long or short? Just watch the Bitcoin chart, man. Just watch the damn Bitcoin chart. That'll tell you exactly where it's going to go. Right now, Bitcoin, you're kind of getting back to the top of the range. So it's like, you know, it depends. Depends if you think Bitcoin's going to break out here, right? But any type of move, you got to still respect resistance as resistance. So like this is one touch, this is one touch, this is one touch. So if it comes up, the time to long was down here, right? This is the time to long. Here, it's kind of like, okay, you might break out, but there's a higher chance you get rejected at resistance, right? Always respect resistance as support and as support until it breaks, right? If you're trading. So right now, okay, Bitcoin gets a move up to 27.2. You've gotten rejected there like a million times. Maybe it breaks out this time. Probably goes rent. Probably breaks slightly above, takes out the stops. But like I said, right now I'm just not interested in that. Like it's at that point. But it's really just chop, right? It's just chop suey. I'll look for, if Bitcoin comes back down to this meme trend line, I'll take a long at the meme trend line. Not the meme trend line, but the hopium trend line. And then if it comes up to this resistance here, and it slightly, maybe like breaks above it slightly and comes back in, I'll take a short. That's really that though. Let's see, Link. Yeah, man. It's Bitcoin and ETH season. We've been saying it all year. It's Bitcoin and ETH season in the first year of the bull market, the Bitcoin bull market. It's always Bitcoin and ETH season in the first year. You can play narratives, right? Like we played Litecoin, XRP, few altcoins at some support levels, right? But you know, during the first year of the cycle, you always want to be holding majority. You should be holding a majority Bitcoin. I'm just slightly biased and I like to hold Ethereum too. And it's worked out so far this year. Like last time it didn't. This time, ETH has actually held up pretty good. But in reality, you want to be holding mostly Bitcoin and ETH in the first year of actually, really any. I mean, depends on how risky you are, right? Yeah, if you want to be holding all alts, like you can, but then you got to deal with the downside too. It's all about your risk tolerance, right? How much risk tolerance do you got? If you got a lot of risk tolerance and you like going to the casino, go for it. You know what I mean? But there'll be a time, right? As Bitcoin, like we've talked about, as Bitcoin at some point gets to up here at these retracement levels, that's when we sort of switch. We switch. Well, we either switch Bitcoin to altcoins or then we just pile into altcoins. You know what I mean? Because at that point, typically, at least what happened last cycle is Bitcoin moved up. Right? However it did it, right? It moved up. I'm not saying like this is how it's going to be, but if it was like this, typically this like altcoins at this point will still kind of like be down here at the lows, and then you can just basically just buy the altcoins as Bitcoin's breaking up here. You know what I mean? And then the altcoins go on their run. That's how basically 2020 played out. You know what I mean? Mohammed said, brother, you look weak today. What happened? I'm just bored, man. We've been talking about the same stuff for 4 months, bro. You know what I mean? It's not the days where we're like, guys, it looks like we're breaking out today, right? It just hasn't been that way, right? And then it's like, okay, usually you can talk about altcoins, but I think we all kind of know the state of the altcoins at the moment. So is there really a point to talk about the altcoins? No. You know what I mean? So the most fun things we can talk about right now are Bitcoin weekly charts and the dominance, right? So it's like, you know, one day we'll be back to the days where we're like, let's go, man. We're breaking up to the upside. Let's go, man. Let's go. You know what I mean? Let's see. All in on Doge. There'll be a time and place you might want to go all in Doge. If it gets above support, hey, man, let's go. We'll go back on Doge. QNT is an interesting low fixed supply. QNT was actually had a nice little run up the other day. I'm pretty sure it retraced the entire thing though. This last time I looked at it. Yeah, the QNT is always super volatile. You know what I mean? It's just up and down. But yeah, QNT had a massive move. Like this was 22% candle 3 days ago, but now you're basically all the way back at the low. Like it basically didn't happen, and you're about to be below it. So like what was a fun daily candle just got instantly retraced. You know what I mean? And typically when the market's strong, you see that 22% candle, you get a little pullback, and then you sort of continue. But this one just gets instantly retraces the entire thing. Yeah. And that's just the state of the market at the moment, you know? But, yeah. All right. It looks like we got Bitcoin coming up, 26,840. Let's see if we can get a little move up on Bitcoin here. That'd be nice. Let's see. Kimmy said, do you think we're in the depression phase of Wyckoff? I think we're in, for Bitcoin, it's again, like we always got to separate Bitcoin from alts, right? But for Bitcoin, I think we're here. That's always been, this whole thing right here, it's been my stance that Bitcoin's here. Unless Bitcoin breaks below these highs. I think Bitcoin's right in this phase right here, where it's just like, the sentiment is just shit, right? But when you really think about it, should the sentiment be shit on Bitcoin? Right? Because most of the stuff that's happened, it's either been exchanges getting attacked or altcoins getting attacked. Nothing's really happened with Bitcoin. You know, it's just Bitcoin's got to tough it through the mud with this bullshit. But, you know, my take is I think we're here for Bitcoin, right? We've seen the SC, ST, the spring phase. We came up above here. This is what we've been talking about this, even when we were down here. We were talking about this, right? And so far it's played out like almost to exact T. Now we've sort of said, though, like, what's going to be that next thing that drives Bitcoin higher from here? We don't know yet. We're waiting for that narrative to come out. You know, it might be the BlackRock stuff. It might not be the BlackRock stuff. Maybe something else happens. But yeah, we got SOS coming in right there, man. So that is pretty much where I think Bitcoin is. And then the altcoins we've talked about, like this could be the spring phase for altcoins, right? We've talked about Chainlink. I just need to see the strength first, right? And then this is, I think this is what separates a knife catcher from someone who's going to wait and see if you see some strength, right? And then for like, say like Chainlink, for example, we've talked about this for Chainlink. I think this could be the spring phase for Chainlink right in here, right? Where you got basically, let me see this here. See if I can get this to fit. There we go. But yeah, you basically got, let me just put it up here, man. I'm trying to fit it in there. But basically you just got the first low. You got the first low, right? Second low, you got the second low. You got the spring phase, which basically takes out those two lows, right? Spring phase takes out the two lows. But for me to be convinced, right, And I think that, like I said, this separates the knife catchers from someone who waits to see if there's some strength first. You know? So if Chainlink can get back in above these lows, then I think there's a case to be made that was the spring phase, right? But for now, like you haven't really seen any strength yet. You've gotten a few bounces, right? But in reality, that's not really anything just yet, right? I need to see you be able to break back into the range. Like you've already tried once and gotten rejected, So like if this can get back into here, boom, you get back up to here, boom, then all of a sudden you got what would be the spring phase of the Wyckoff probably for the altcoin market, because Chainlink's not going up if the other altcoins aren't going up either, So I like this for Chainlink. I just need to see a little bit more juice in the market. And I told you guys, I personally would rather buy 20% higher on this and be a little bit more confident, But that's just me. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. For the close, we got, it's the close right now. Let's go, man. It's the close right now. It's the close.
It's the daily close.
Let's go, man. Let's see. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, we just got the daily close. And we closed at 26,800. 26,800, right? We're coming up to this resistance here. I guess if we want to look at the short term, which we can do if we want to, we did take out this high. We took out that high. We kind of swung fail it. We came back down. So I'm going to watch this. If this comes back in here, I don't think that's the greatest sign here in the short term. If this starts dumping back below this high right here, then you got your classic. You swung fail it. You try to get back above again. You just came back below it again. So short term, that'll be the key. Hold above 26,783 for the short term for Bitcoin. But in reality, right? I mean, it's not really doesn't mean anything until Bitcoin makes a higher high, right? They said not being a Debbie Downer, just being a realist. It is what it is. Bitcoin needs to make a higher high before I get any type of excited over any type of move, right? Because it's like we go lower, we come up. Oh, look at Bitcoin, oh, lower high. Oh, we come up, oh, lower high. Oh, lower high, So that's what we got for the coin. But I actually thought the coin was going to come up a little bit higher to like this 27.3. I was looking for 27.3, which is basically the downtrend of resistance and these previous highs there. That's what I was looking for at the moment. Let's see. Appreciate the telling everyone to like the stream, Fahid. Appreciate you, man. Do I watch Sin City Crypto? No, I don't watch it. I try not to really watch any news, guys, to be honest. You just shorted ETH again? I wouldn't blame you. I mean, ETH is at, let's see. Yeah, I mean, ETH has just got a nice little range, right? You got like the little range high, you spike up, you short it back down, long it, short it, long it, short it. Nice little range here for ETH. Really ever since over here, right? It's like a little range, you dumped it, came back into the range, you've just been ranging. You know what I mean? Since Friday. Just been up, down, up, down, up, down in the range. Really for ETH, it's like we got to get back above this bull market support band for ETH because we broke back below it. And when we broke back below it last time, back here in 2019, we broke back below it. We tested it. We got rejected, and then we actually ended up going lower. So I wanted to hold it, but we actually broke back below it for Ethereum. So ETH is one of those that this week I do want to see a little move back above that bull market support band, man. If we kind of like stay below it and we start to roll over again, that's kind of like, right? But you're on top of the support, right? So you're kind of squeezed between the bull market support band and this little support right here. And like this, and the hopium trend line coming up. So you got support, you got resistance, stuck in between. Which one will happen first? We break by the bull market support band, we bullish. If we start to break this, we bearish. Still just a waiting game in there for Ethereum too. You know. Let's see. ETH is getting fat again. It's getting fat. Let's see. Trading reality indicators? No, I don't really use those. I mean, to be honest, after a while, you just kind of learn what's a vector candle, what's not a vector candle. I mean, you don't really need the indicators to know which one's a vector candle. It's just like, it's basically, you can use the volume if you want to, but it's basically just the big candles or the big candle with a wick, right? I mean, that's pretty much what it is. So you kind of just know, without even having it on the chart, you kind of just know which one is which, you know? And then you can just use like, okay, if you got a big massive candle and there's like this big inequality on the chart, you probably fill it at some point, right? Like for these, like big inequality in the chart right here. You probably come and fill that at some point, right? Because there's not really any trading up here. So you come and fill that shit at some point, right? And then you come back down, you fill whatever pump that you did on the bottom side, and just kind of do that, right? Let's see. That's the curse. The curse. The curse. How did all the fathers do yesterday for Father's Day, man? Let me know in the chat. What did the Father's Day do for Father's Day? I went to a brewery, had a few good beers. I had a stout, this dark chocolate stout. It was pretty good. And then there was like this apple cider one that was pretty good. Then there was just the regular light beer, which was pretty good. And there was other one that was kind of nasty. It wasn't an IPA. It was, I forget what it was, but it was nasty. It was nasty. And I usually don't mind any of them, to be honest. But that one was nasty. And I was like, yo, you want to trade? My brother traded with me. Rico smoked weed. Dominic opened the pool. Nice, man. There are more holders than Pepe than some legit projects I've invested in. There's probably more holders of Pepe than... There's probably more holders than Pepe than freaking Palantir. You know what I mean? Oh, Lord. Let's see. My kids bought me 10 more Tesla stock. 10 more Tesla stock. Clint's kids bought him 10 more Tesla stock. What's Tesla? Tesla's like 2K? Or 2,000 or 200, sorry. Clint, you're telling me your kids got you 2,000 worth of Tesla. You're crazy, man. Because they know they're gonna get that. They're gonna get that nice money from Clint. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Took my wife out to the North Fork of Long Island. I have not been there. We're gonna go to the beach this next weekend, though. I haven't had a beach day. We need a tan. You can clearly see how pale my skin is. I need to go to the beach. We still going to the beach, Maj?
I guess.
Okay, we're going to the beach. And some hot dogs. Worked on my motorcycle. Nice, Ruben. Nice, man. Did you have a super loud motorcycle? Oh, Lord. The loud motorcycles, man. At least if it's medium, it doesn't matter. Dude, it's the ones that are super loud. And I guess you don't really notice how annoying the super loud motorcycles are unless like it's like right outside of here. Oh Lord, smart kids, they know what's up. Instead of getting their dad a hoodie, they get their dad some Tesla, man. That's the way to go, especially in 2023. They're already way ahead of the curve. Probably I don't know how old your son is, but his friends are probably out there buying some weed, and your son is buying some Tesla. Man, he's gonna be successful. He's gonna be successful. His friends are probably like, yo, let's call him Sam Cook. Sam Cook, you want to come smoke some weed with us, bro? And Clint's son goes, no, I don't want to do that. I'm buying Tesla for my dad for his Father's Day, okay? And I'm buying some for me too. Now, excuse me. Well, I go, I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically, I'm going to have 2 more kids just to be like Clint. Nice, Fahid. Fahid, how many kids you got, bro? I don't know, Fahid. I didn't even know Fahid had kids. You learn something new every day. You learn something new every day, I guess. Tony said Jones Beach, Rockaway, or Coney. I don't know. I think we'll probably end up in Rockaway, to be honest. Probably Rockaway. Let's see. Scorpion's got the Tesla puts. I don't blame you, man. Listen, if the stock market needs a pullback, man. I mean, this thing has been up only, you could argue, since the beginning of the year. It's at, I guess, a little pullback here. I mean, you probably could say since April it's just been up only. So if there's a time for a pullback, I would not doubt it if it was this week. But also, I'm not going to bet against this freaking rocket ship. So I'm not going to be short in this. But at the same time, I wouldn't doubt if you got a pullback in here. But at the same time, like we've been calling for a pullback every single damn day, it seems like. And it's just up, 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 up. But we look at the sentiment survey, and it's the last 2 weeks for the first time that investors have been bullish on the stock market. So that typically leads to a pullback. The last time that happened was right here. And then we had like a month-long pullback in here, which wasn't huge. I mean, you're talking 9% pullback, which actually is decent there. But decent pullback. Yo, Sebastian, what's going on, man? You check Jasmy? I can check Jasmy for you real quick, my man. Real quick for you, bro. I don't know if we're going to see anything that's like shocking on this one. All right, so you came to the low. You're getting a nice little bounce in there. Right? So this is one of those altcoins that doesn't have the same setup as like, say, Chainlink or some of the other ones that broke like the December low. So it's a little bit tougher. But this one, you're holding the line. So for this one, dude, if you can get, kind of like we've been saying with the other alts.
It's been a while. Can you check Jasmine?
I got you one. I got you, bro. I got you. All right. So what I want to see on this one is, because you kind of had like a little M formation on the weekly, right? You had one high, you had 2 highs, boom, you broke it to the downside. Now what you need to see is let's get back above there, right? Let's get back above that March low, right? Because at the moment, what do we know about the M formations, right? You just dump, you come up, you retest, and then you just continue lower, right? So the question is, can you get back above there? You get back above there, just like we've been talking about with a million different altcoins. You start to reclaim some of those lows. All of a sudden, you got a deviation, and you target the range high, right? At least for like a short-term move, That's why I'd say with Jasmy, it's just that anything kind of below here, I'd still look at it as like a retest, and then just a continuation down, or another test of the low, unless you break back above that low, So it's good to see a little bounce in there, though, for sure. And if you picked up some at this low, listen, even if it's a short-term buy, that's great. Because like when I say like, okay, alts, if I never will knock you for buying a support level, right? You just got to know when to get out of this shit, right? So like, okay, you bought this support level, boom, now you're up 30%, awesome. So as it comes up, that's when you get to decide, okay, do I want to cut this for a profit and just sell this shit, or is this a long-term bag, right? You kind of got to make that decision as it starts coming up. You know what I mean? If it gets back above here, hey, shit, that's probably going to end up being a really good buy for the long term. If it starts to curl back down, that's when you're going to make the decision. Oh, man, am I going to take a profit on this or am I just going to ride it back down? You know, those are the tough questions when it comes to the altcoins right now. Are these retraces or are these bounces? We'll find out, right? We will find out. BTC Ultra Pumpy. It's trying to, Alpy. It's trying to, man. It's definitely trying to, bro. Sol's trying to do something. Let me check. I'll check it real quick. Sol's trying to do something. It's trying, man. I guess. Yeah, short-term moves. Listen, like, separate short-term moves from high time frames, right? The way I'm talking about alts right now, it's the bigger time frames, right? It's like I said, you can have a week or 2, 3 weeks that they go up. You know what I mean? Especially if Bitcoin catches a bid. These can go up too. But yeah. Solana short-term is like right there, man. So you could get a little squeeze. Could get a little squeeze to the upside there. Boom, get a little squeeze. Let's go, man. Get a nice little short-term move to the upside, but still just remember the bigger picture, right? Remember the bigger picture. You know? And I think the best way to put it is, you know, not to bring up like the Sol BTC chart, but let's bring up the Sol BTC chart, you know? It's at the low, but, you know, like, just look at the chart, right? For the exception of 1, 2, 3, 4, the exception of like 4 weeks since August of 2021, for the last 2 years, with the exception of maybe 2 weeks. Wait, I'm sorry, what did I say? 4 weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It's just, Solana is just, it's just going down against Bitcoin, right? But at the same time, if it's going to get a bounce in the short term, boom, you get a nice little double bottom there. So for the short term, hey, maybe you get a nice little bounce here, man. But it's like, since you broke below the 50, it's just been like retest, dump, came back up, you know. It's kind of where we're at. It's you know, for a short-term move, cool. It's just hard for me to get super pumped. It's hard for me to get super pumped at the moment with this, you know. Just because I think any upside move, Bitcoin's going to pump more. Any downside move, Solana's just going to dump more, you know. But that could change. Maybe this is the turning point, and we could start partying. Maybe, hopefully, hopefully that'd be nice. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. All right. Hopefully we got some more stuff tomorrow. Let's get Bitcoin to break out of this damn wedge so we can get a little party rocking in here. But, you know, at the moment, like I said, yeah, I've been talking about the same stuff, right? It's just, you know, it's been lower highs. Let's make a higher high for BTC. Let's break out of this damn wedge so we got something else to kind of talk about in here. And, you know, I think dominance is going to continue to the upside. Alts will catch a bounce if Bitcoin gets a bounce, right? So that'd be good. Get some relief on some altcoins. That'd be nice if Bitcoin wants to catch a bounce. But if Bitcoin starts to roll back over again, you know, it's kind of the opposite story, right? So that's where we're at. Let's get a breakout, right? It's kind of the same story. Unless Bitcoin really breaks like above 28.5, it's still kind of in the same thing. Unless it kind of breaks 24K, it's still kind of in the same thing, right? For all the traders out there, keep killing it, man. Just keep trading the same range, and I'll be back tomorrow, guys. All right, peace. Later. 2023, the time to accumulate. Focus on the long term. The long term is what pays, not the short term, man. Not the short term. The long term pays. Peace.